Hello guys, how you doing? Hope you're having a fantastic day and welcome to the FIFA Iceberg. If you are not aware of these iceberg type videos, essentially this is basically an iceberg which is pretty obvious. And what an iceberg typically is that there is a surface level to the iceberg that you see, but under the surface it is deep and dark. The things below the surface level, the deeper you go, the more sinister, the more darker, the more controversial that it gets. I've spent a good few hours on a look up and research the darkest and more serious conspiracies or controversies in the FIFA or EA scene in terms of the community or in terms of the game itself. I'm sure that I've missed out some things here, so tell me down below in the comments what did I miss out, and hopefully you guys find this quite interesting. By the way, I want to say thank you all for the love on the channel. It's been amazing seeing the support, and I think we're very close to 280,000 subscribers. So if you can hit that, that'd be amazing. So let's get into the video, and of course shout out to the sponsor of the channel, U7Buy. Cheapest and most reliable coins on the market. Go down to u7buy.com, link is down below in description, and make sure to use code VISIT at checkout for 5% off. So let's start with the surface level, the things that most of you guys are aware of and you guys talk of a lot. Momentum, other known as scripting, very simple, we all know about it, hence why it's the first thing on here. A conspiracy almost in a way that EA has got a code in the game that if you're losing in a game, that it will help the person that's losing basically make a comeback and try and make the game a bit more fairer artificially. There's many times that people see like a goalkeeper make an absolutely dumb mistake, or if the defender has the ball go through his legs and it morphs through his body. Momentum or scripting is probably the most common like conspiracy like taboo topic in the entirety of the FIFA world. So it starts off here. Bronze benching, a concept that's been around since dawn of time with absolutely no proof of if it even makes a single bit of difference or not. This became popular when YouTubers or pro players were going around bronze benching, and they said that because they bronze bench and have a lower team rating, it means that they face worse players, or because it has a less rating that EA will be nicer to them and will give them a bit more beneficial on the scripting scale. This is a genuine thing that happens. I even bronze bench. I have no reason why, I just kind of feel the need to and just want to cover that base. Coin sponsors, a conspiracy that EA purposely allow coin sponsors so that they can take a cut of the market. This is a conspiracy that people believe that EA purposely allow coin sponsors to exist and to purposely put in glitches in the game that allows coin sponsors to exploit them so that they can make money off them as well and take a cut out of the coin sponsor universe. This is an actual conspiracy that I've heard. Red List. Red List is a conspiracy that EA purposely gives EA content creators, especially EA Game Changers, better pack luck to try and promote the game to its young audience. You'll hear this a lot with the likes of Castro and Bateson and all these guys on Twitch.tv or YouTube that has a lot of FIFA points. People also say that EA gives them FIFA points for free to promote the game. I personally don't believe this is the case, but you may have a different opinion to me. So that is the surface level. Let's get into the first layer of the iceberg below. Kurt. Kurt is an ex-FIFA Pro player which got officially banned from playing any FIFA game from what EA says relentless attacks towards EA employees, specifically to the community managers Zoro and also Corey. Kurt has been banned since FIFA 20 and basically has now decided to make his own game, which is kind of cool actually. This became a massive problem because essentially it was that entire Kurt community against the entirety else of the community, and it became a very toxic place for several months. Copy and paste. Many times in the FIFA cycle that we see assets from previous FIFA titles just get copied and pasted onto the other title. The worst example is the Nintendo Switch Legacy Edition, which it literally is the exact same game for the last 4 years and they still charge full price for it. Headers equals game crash. Back in FIFA 20 there was a period of time which you literally could not score a single header, because if you did score a header then the game would actually crash and it will just delete itself essentially. I do not know how it is possible for the game to crash because of a header, but this was an actual thing. Rock, paper, scissors in a pro game. Yes, that is actually true. In a pro FIFA event, there was a situation where the servers were absolutely dead and buried and there was no way to play the game. So they had to cut to the chase and basically get a winner from this matchup, and the only way they can really find out it's fair to determine who goes through is by a game of rock, paper, scissors. These pro players most likely spend absolute thousands of pounds. These pro players has most likely spent thousands upon thousands of pounds on this game to get a team that is able to compete, just to be knocked out of a pro play tournament, to try and win them some cash prizes, to try and get some money back, and they've lost because of rock, paper, scissors. Hackers buy 36,000 FIFA points. This one's actually really funny, and this is a meme that you see a lot of a mother with her child, and there's a picture of the FIFA 20 screen. This is an unreal meme that was sent around all over social media, that there was an article by a bunch of news websites that a mother was distressed because hackers logged into her son's Xbox account and spent her money on their son's FIFA account. because that totally was not the child. This shows a great example of kids which are way below the age of 18, which is essentially gambling with the parents' money, and they have absolutely no idea about it. They've just spent £200, and if you think this is an individual occurrence, you are sadly mistaken. This happens pretty much every single day. Thousands of eyes. A few years back, EA Koei put out a tweet saying that for every single piece of content that they put out in the game, it is reviewed by thousands of eyes. I don't need to be a genius to tell you how many times there's been countless upon countless content errors in the last several years. And when I say that, I mean I've literally done like a video with like 200 content mistakes per FIFA. Like, it's in the 200s of like how many content mistakes there is in a FIFA title. The fact that EA tried to say there's thousands of eyes shows that everyone's blind at EA. Now we're on to the next level of the iceberg, and this is near the bottom of it. Hacking scandals. Since the dawn of time, there's been countless errors and countless mistakes by EA, specifically the EA live chats, by allowing random people to obtain other people's accounts for doing pretty much no work whatsoever. Especially in the last couple of weeks, you had essentially the entirety of the top 100 leaderboard of Transfer Profit being aimed and targeted for having people go on EA live chat and pretend to be them to obtain their account. And for some reason, it works almost every single time. It is absolutely pathetic. These guys just need to get the absolute most basic, vague amount of information of the person that's involved, and then they can pretend to be them and just go into account and steal all their coins and worth, and even just delete their entire club whatsoever. The problem with this is that it not only is just them getting onto their accounts and just, you know, deleting their assets of FIFA, but most importantly is that it essentially doxes people by giving them their personal information such as email address, phone name, last name, date of birth, even sometimes location. Literally, this has been a thing since FIFA 13, 12, 15 was a bad case of it as well, and nothing has changed. Gambling lawsuits. In the last 12 months, gambling lawsuits has accelerated massively towards EA Sports, and that multiple countries such as Belgium has completely banned field points altogether, claiming that EA are running a unregulated gambling market on their FIFA titles. The main issue is that anyone at any age can go buy field points if you could be 3 years of age, and then you could just go and just gamble money away for things that is essentially a slot machine. That is what packs are. Packs are a slot machine. They are literally a slot machine in a form of a pack with shiny cards in them. No one can tell me or tell anyone that is any different. It is gambling. FIFA players profiting off death. This is a very common thing that has been around since forever, and that when a footballer dies, the market goes absolutely mad and tries to rush and buy the player as soon as possible to try and make a profit. We've seen this many times with many footballers, and it's absolutely depressing. And some people have actually sold their accounts, which they've made millions of coins on by doing this before in the past, and that they actually make profit, monetary value of a player's death. Chemgate. This is very complicated, so I'm going to say it in the most simplest way possible. Back in FIFA 16, there was a thing called Chemgate that basically any player that wasn't a day one version of the card basically had worse stats because chemistry didn't count in their cards in the same way. So that day one cards, they had chemistry no matter what you did with their card. You could play a striker as a left back or centre back, and they will still perform as if they had 10 chem. This created a situation that basically any first upgrade version of any card was absolutely pointless and actually performed worse than the actual original card, which basically meant that any first informed player was completely meaningless and people just wasted their time the entire year. Now they're going to get to the bottom of the iceberg. Russia accuses FIFA 17 of gay propaganda. Yes, I said that. That is an actual article. Back in late 2016, there was an actual instance that a Russian MP asked State Commission's oversight agency to take action against FIFA 17 video game for violating the country's law against gay propaganda. The MP sent a letter to Communications Oversight and State's Consumer Protection agencies complaining that the popular EA Sports football game, which is rated at all ages, invites users to support the English Football Premier League Rainbow Laces Action, a massive campaign in support of LGBT. According to the 2013 law in Russia, such propaganda of non-traditional sexual relations can cause harm to children's health and development. MPs in Russia basically said that FIFA should be banned in Russia because this actually happened, was an actual legal case. FIFA fuels racism. There's been many times that racist acts has been caused towards people in just toxic Xbox or PS messages, but this one goes a bit too far. Of a player that was playing with Ian Wright's card, he got annoyed at Ian Wright in FIFA, he probably missed a goal or something. What this normal person did, a completely normal human being, what he thought was a good idea was to go on Instagram and go and send Ian Wright a bunch of racist racist messages because of FIFA. This went to court, and then the 18-year-old in question did not actually go to jail, but was fined heavily for this. EA artificially putting cards on the market. There's been many times that we've seen situations that there's been random cards put on the market with no games played for no reason. The most classic example was back in FIFA 14, that there were suddenly 3 Peles on the market for no reason from the same club, and it was very, very fishy. This creates a very awkward situation that basically makes it seem that the market is artificially balanced because of EA, and it's not a complete free market that people believe that it is. Many times in previous years that we've seen cards just pop on the market, like Team of the Year items, several months later with absolutely no games played. No games played, and also only one owner, which makes absolutely zero sense of why someone could potentially pack a Team of the Year card, not use him once, but never sell him until 3-4 months later. The conspiracy is this happens a lot more often than you would think, and that it is done on purpose to massively influence the market, to make people lose coins, and oh no, in the end of the day, try to drive people away from trying to make coins themselves and to try to resort them to FIFA points. Illegal EA employee group chats. This is one that you guys most likely have definitely heard of, but it shows an example of the absolute despicable corruption within the EA employee, and I don't know how anyone can really trust anyone at EA after this. If you're not aware of IconGate, basically what this is that there was a WhatsApp group chat of one or more EA employees that sold items from the game illegally and planted it on people's accounts in return of money. WhatsApp group chats are someone saying $1,000 for an icon, 2 icons, Team of the Year item, and that in transaction of £1,000, they would gift them whichever icon or Team of the Year card they wanted onto their account. This, of course, goes against any act or any legitimacy of the esport. It's really hard for anyone to take the esport seriously when you've got EA employees gifting pro players and other people in the scene, giving people a massive competitive advantage by literally paying to win. This is the worst case of corruption we can see from EA side of things on FIFA. And now it's time for the final layer, and that is Into the Abyss. The FIFA murder. Sadly, this is a real case that back in 2016, a 22-year-old man murdered his friend of 28 years of age for beating him at a game of FIFA. Hazim Isa, 22, knifed his pal Sahil Roy, 28, in the neck 2 days after being teased for losing at the football video game, it is said. I cannot believe this is actually the case. I've never heard of this, but this actually happened. FIFA wire fraud death. Back in 2017, a 27-year-old man awaiting sentencing from his role in a $16 million wire fraud scheme involving the game FIFA was found dead in his home last month of unknown causes. Anthony's scheme was all centered around FIFA. He hacked to EA servers and, circumventing security measures, Clark and his crew managed to fraudulently get their hands on more than 16 million worth of the digital in-game currency. They created software that tricked EA computers into logging thousands of hours into gameplay within a matter of seconds, and that these FIFA coins were of course sold by coin sponsors. From what is to believe from the federal court records, that he was faced a maximum sentence of 20 years in prison as well as $250,000 in fines. Very unfortunate situation. However, this was a thing that I've never heard of, and I felt like it was interesting to bring. I was thinking about doing a in real life football version of the iceberg, including the World Cups and Premier Leagues and conspiracies and very, very messed up things that's happened in the world of football, including kidnappings, murder, foul play, and the list can really go on. So if you guys do want that, tell me down below. Let's hit 1,500 likes for that video, because I think that'd be really interesting. I've never seen anyone do this for like the football space. So tell me your thoughts down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time for another video. And thank you guys for watching. Peace out.